Good evening and I welcome you students. Students, last time we have started with you a very important topic that was P block elements.
Yes, sir.
And in the P block student, the first P block element, which is the first P block element which we told you student, group number,
Group 13.
group 13 students. That means student 13 minus 10. What will be the valence, general valence of these three? And we have given you that general electron configuration of the valence shell is coming to be ns2 np1, right?
Yes, sir.
Always remember, and what is n student, what is n here? N is called the number of
Number
shells,
of shells.
which is a period number. Also n is a principal quantum number which we studied. Important point, n is my period number student. So if second period means there are two shells, third period there are three shells, fourth period four shells, student n equal to 4. Okay. So that helps us in writing the electron configuration of these elements. Just to, what is so important about this? Tell me, group 13, what P block elements, why they are so important, P block elements? What we find in this?
So because in P block elements there are all types of elements like metals, non-metals, metalloids.
Okay, we have metals, we have non-metal students, and we have metalloids students. Can you give name of two metalloids students?
Metalloids are silicon, germanium.
So boron, silicon, germanium, antimony, tellurium, they are examples of the metalloid students. And can you give me examples of metals students?
Metals are aluminium,
Aluminium
gallium.
is a good metal. You know that. Why it is a good metal? Because you know Al will form Al3 plus, and the value of this is the electrode standard reduction potential of aluminium is negative student, is negative. How much is that? Minus 1.66 volt. So therefore it is a electropositive metal. It is a electro. We have defined student standard reduction potential values, told you so many times that they are very good values to tell us what will be acting as reducing agent students. Reducing agents. More negative the value of E naught, stronger the, what stronger the?
Stronger the reducing agent.
Reducing agent. In electrochemistry also student, this is a favorite question about reducing agents. More negative. Certain things we have to learn students slowly and by step by. These are the basics which should be known to us student. The important points to note, we already told you that the important thing about this student, we have already discussed some of the properties of these elements like atomic radii, and students, what we told you, the boron is very rare element. Boron is very rare element. Student, what is the formula borax?
Borax is Na2B4O7.10H2O.
Is that the actual formula of borax?
No, sir. The actual formula of borax is
Hmm.
Na2B4O5OH whole 4, and this whole is in bracket dot 8H2O. 8H2O is outside.
But the question was given with four choices. This was also there. That is why I brought to your point. Student, what is so important? Why boron is so hard? Student, boron is a very hard and very, you know, boron is very hard. It exists in at least four crystalline modification and closed cages containing 12 boron atoms arranged in the form of icosahedron. What is this?
Hadron.
Important. Icosahedron. And due to this crystalline form, student, due to this crystalline forms, you have seen the melting point of boron is very high. What is this melting point of the boron? We have given you a table to show the melting point of the boron. Student is very high melting point. How much we have shown? 2453 Kelvin. And boiling point, melting point of boron is very high. Important. The melting point sometimes, yeah, there is always questions on melting and boiling point, students. The melting and boiling point depends on what student, what type of forces which are there, attractive forces which are holding these particles together. And usually you have seen, student, whenever you are getting some giant molecules, whenever you are getting strong covalent bonding, student, what will be the result of that? So the crystal lattice is always important, student. Crystal lattice in the solid state, you have seen, student, is important in determining the melting points of the solids. And certain solids become very hard, student. Wherever you see strong covalent bonds, joint molecules, their melting points are very high, student. Carbon dioxide is a gas, but silicon dioxide is a solid. See, question has been asked. Such questions will be there. Okay. They just to give you a revision of certain things, student, revision of certain things. Something is important, that is a question in four choices, four choices. Or reasoning and asserting question, reasoning and asserting question, student. Important point, student, is you see the melting point of boron, boiling point of boron. This is my boron is very high. High,
Yes, sir.
important, important. Something is exceptionally high, very important. Then what is important, student? What is important? That question. Atomic, atomic, student, radius of gallium is less than aluminium. Question, why? This question was asked, student, in the paper, CBSE papers. What is the expected trend, student? Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. Right? This is the
Yes, sir.
what, which group is boron, to which period number? Period number I am writing now. What is the period number of boron? Tell me.
2,
2. Period number 3, 4, 5,
4,
6. How many
5,
shells?
6,
2 shells, 3 shells, 4
2,
shells, 5,
3.
6. Therefore, student, is just like a building. If the number of floors is increasing, what is happening? The size is increasing. Size is increasing.
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no? But something is
Yes,
happened
sir.
here.
Shielding effect of d electrons.
Now the story is, student, I told you that inorganic chemistry is not difficult, student. It is scoring subject. Here you have experimental data, facts. You have to explain it. How do I know? This is experimental determination. And on that we have to explain it. I usually say that, okay, you first write the electron configuration, then there could be an answer in that. First thing.
Yes, sir.
In whether it is a transition metal series or lanthanides or actinides, the first thing I always do, I write the electron configuration, student, then there could be a answer of the question. What? So what I will do? Aluminium. What is the atomic number? 13?
13.
13. So students, which is the nearest noble gas? 10.
Neon.
Neon. And this is a third period you are saying. So 3s2, 3p1. Total 13. Okay. 10 plus 2 plus 1, 13. Gallium, what is the atomic number of gallium, students? 13 plus magic number 18.
It will gallium 31. It will be
Which is the nearest before this the noble gas, students? After neon, what you are getting? Argon 18.
argon.
Then this is which period is this? You are saying here is a trick. I have already written fourth period,
Fourth
student.
period.
Four
Yes, sir.
S2 and
2, 4
four
P1.
P1. Now what is the story, student? How many? 18 plus 2, 20 plus 1, 21. Where are the 10 electron, students?
In 3D.
3D. Okay. Everything is to be learned, not crammed, student. 3D 10. All right. Now what you see the difference here? The answer will be somewhere here. So when you go from aluminium to gallium, there are electrons in the 10 electrons. You see there is the inner subshell, student. There are 10 electrons. This is filled, student. And what is the interesting thing, student? The shielding effect is there. There is a poor shielding or poor screening, you are saying,
Yes,
of
sir.
the 3D subshell electrons. What do you mean by poor shielding? Shield. I'm putting a screen in front of you. Now the screen is poor. What did it mean? There are some holes in the screen. And then what can happen? You can pass through, you can see through the screen. The nucleus is there. This nucleus
Yes,
is
sir.
there. And you are having first, second, third, fourth, student. This is your fourth. And this one, this is poor, student. There is a leakage of this, the charge. This charge will become more intense. What charge we call it?
Yes, sir.
Z effective.
Yes, sir.
See that
Okay.
chemistry is full of terms and definitions. There are words, student, to be used for answering a question. I'm saying not nuclear charge, I'm saying effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge is Z minus some factor A, student. That is the screening factor. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So this is
Yes,
Z
sir.
effective. The effective nuclear charge will increase, student. What will be the consequence of that, student? This will attract the outer electron more strongly toward itself. That is why you will see that there is a decrease in the atomic radius. Student, question has been asked. Similar question could be there in the other groups also.
Okay.
If we spend more time here, we are giving you a foundation for answering question in other groups. Which other groups will be there? This is also called D effect. Screening of the D, screening by the D subshell, student. The order of screening, poorest screening, you already know that S is the strongest screening, P, D, and F. So this is the poorest screening.
Yes, sir.
The reason you know, students. What reason you know? Tell me. You are going for NEET paper, student. These are the questions they will be putting. What do you see? Where is the answer? Why do you say like that? What is your answer? What is your answer, student? Have you seen the shapes of the orbital, students?
Yes, sir.
You have seen certain diagram, student, which is giving you the distributions of electron density around the nucleus S.
Yes, sir.
2s, 2p, students. S spherical symmetric, 1s. There is no node, and 2s you will see 2 spherical with some empty space. My God, empty space. I'm just trying to take you down, 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 student. And P, what are like those lobes? Lobe student, PX or
Yes, sir.
PY, PZ. So what you see, they are more
PYPZ.
diffused student, and this is better shielded, less so. And you go to D students, what do you see? There, they in the plane, there are plane student where you have nodes, zero density of the electron. Nodes are those points where the electron density could be zero, student. The probability of finding the electron goes zero in certain places, student. Inside the nucleus also, the probability of finding electron is zero. Can it then electron be inside the nucleus? Question was given somewhere in the paper, student. Can there be electron inside the nucleus?
No, sir.
So that is the first node, means the probability of finding electron inside the nucleus zero, because the atom will collapse.
Zero. Yes, sir.
Atom will collapse, student. So there are in D, student, you will get the nodal planes, and in F also the shapes are more diffused, more large, student. There's more leakage of the nuclear charge. The shielding becomes less, and that is our point, students. So this concept is used to student. Here I've shown you the Z effective is Z minus this factor, which is a screening factor. Lesser the screening, more will be the effective charge, which will be experienced by the outer electron, student. This is one thing which we find here. Where is that atomic radius? Ionic radius 143, 88 to 143 increased, 143 to 135 decreased. Important question. Against a story is here, student. What happened? He will ask you a question on this. That the atomic radius of thallium is more than indium. What answer you are giving? Tell me fast. You have 30 seconds, students. What screening effect is operating here, student? What screening effect is operating here?
Uh,
I,
Sir,
I
there will
said
be
that.
F screening.
Huh?
F screening here. F
Only F?
screening.
Only F or both D and F?
D and both D and F.
Oh, okay, okay. That was my point. Why do I spend so much time on you students? Because you should not forget the story. I have told you, my dear students, you will not answer a question in a hurry. How many times I told you? I again tell you. So you will follow the steps. No shortcut. No shortcut, students. Till we reach a stage where we are very good. We are not very good. We are not genius to the extent that we are reached that stage, because we have done that much practice. What I am trying to say. Understand me. Neither I am that big nor my students could be that big in a short period of time. Students, we have done that hard a practice. Therefore, student, I said you should write the electron configuration,
Yes, sir.
and then you will take a decision. Here is the story. What is the story here? You see 4F and 5D, students. Interesting, D and F effect are operating. The F screening is known as what is the F screening which we call, students? Tell me, you have studied transition metals, but I talked about F screening, D screening. D effect, F effect, student, the lanthanide contraction also we discussed. In lanthanides. So here, interesting thing, in this group number 13, I am able to see, student, both the screening due to D and F subshells. Due to D and F subshell. Important point. In a particular group, both of these may not be there. So then I won't experience that trend. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And alkali metal, do you see anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay, then there is no screening effect. They are straightforward. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Straightforward, student. Any exceptional behavior you have seen there? Okay, that is the story, student. Okay. Interesting question on this was one important factor, student. There is one element, student, which is used in measurement of high temperatures. Question: element which is used in thermometers, student, for high temperature measurements. High temperature measurement, students, give me the name. Give me the name. 30 seconds. You are a genius student. You have done this question so many times, students. So many times.
Large gallium.
Of course, you can see the data is there. Data is there. Why do we bring the table from NCRT book or any other book, student? Because there something is important. Tables will form one or two questions every time in the paper. I am telling you, students. My work clearly indicates that students who will not pay attention to each and every line, each and every word, they will be losing at least 1 mark. Now, students, this is my gallium. Gallium melting point 303 Kelvin and boiling point 2673. 303 Kelvin means what, student? That at room temperature. What is the room temperature? 303 minus 273. How much is this? 20 degrees Celsius.
20.
What is the temperature right now, student? It is more than this.
Yes, sir.
That means it will be a liquid at this temperature, room temperature. So I can use it, student. Mercury is a liquid. You are using in thermometer, right? And can be easily observed with your eyes. And what is the boiling point? Difference
2676.
very high.
So it
So
will be,
student,
yes, sir.
here you can use it for making thermometers for measurement of high temperature, student, because boiling point is range is very high. 1500 degrees Celsius temperature measurements can be done by this. Therefore, it is very important, student, very important. Gallium. All right. Noted? Noted.
Yes, sir.
See, there are others also, but see the story of this melting point is in the room temperature, it is becoming liquid. Others are not becoming liquid at room temperature. Got my point? The melting point and boiling point. Interesting thing. Further, student, you will say that these values are very important. Standard reduction potential values. I always talk about that, students. Standard reduction potential values. What we understand, student, what we are understanding by these values, student, if they are high negative, then they will be
Stronger
good
reducing agent.
reducing agents.
Reducing agent.
One or two questions are always based on this in the paper, students. Any paper, the basic fundamental concept. Oxidizing agent, reducing agent, hydrogen will be liberated or not, student. What will aluminum do, student? If I put in a solution of HCl, if you put aluminum in dilute HCl, student, what will happen? Will the H2 gas be liberated or not? Fast, 30 seconds.
Uh, it will be liberated.
What is happening? How H plus and electron. This gives, if I take it to okay, hydrogen gas. So who will give the electrons? Aluminium,
Aluminium.
because minus 1.66. And as you see here, it is becoming positive, less negative. These are reducing agent, but aluminium is the best reducing agent, as you can see among all these students. And plus 1 to this positive now, plus 1 is not going to be a stable state for this. But here, what do you see? Plus 1 to 1 student. This is becoming negative. For thallium, plus 1 oxidation state. What did it mean, student? It thallium is going from thallium to plus 1 student. So this is a reducing action. Reducing action, student. See the story? And here it is positive. Thallium 3 plus to thallium is positive means what? This is not stable. This is not stable, student. It has a tendency to go to plus 3 is not a stable state of thallium. It will immediately gain electrons to go to thallium plus 1. Then what is it? What is it? 3 2 plus 1. 3 2 plus 1 means what? Gain of electron means what? Reduction. Therefore, these are oxidizing agent. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So students, you understand what I am trying to show you. Every word, student, written, every value should be observed. There is something involved in that. There is a question there, student. Ionization enthalpy, student. If I see the boron, add the 3. Is it very high or low? Tell me. The 3 ionization energies. Delta IH1, delta IH2, delta IH3. These values are very high for which element?
Very. For boron, they are very high.
Very high. Do you have that much energy in the reaction? That is our question. Who will give that energy, student? Not possible. Therefore, we are not going to get boron 3 plus, students. This ion is not going to be formed, student. How the ions are formed, students? How the ions are formed? In a solid, what is the story? Lattice energy.
Yes, sir.
Solid is formed, lattice energy is released. Okay, you say, okay, then they are able to form that oxidation state. In aqueous solution, you are saying they go and hydration energy is released. But the question is, can they compensate for these high ionization enthalpies? And also, you have seen boron has a very high melting point. Student, atomization energy is very high. Therefore, student is not going to exist in 3 plus oxidation state. Plus 3 of ion is not going to be formed, student. Plus 3 ion is not going to be formed for boron because of the exceptionally high ionization energies. Okay? So
Yes.
this will be apparent when we will discuss, students, in their properties. That's what we are talking. They are high for all of them, but for boron, you see very, very high and large value of this. Okay. Anything else is there? Density, of course, 2.3 increasing. Mass per unit volume. Mass is increasing more than volume, than density is increasing, student. All right, there's nothing much left in this. We already discussed, student, all these things. The important point, student, when we will discuss the oxidation states. What do you mean by that? You are saying NS2NP1. If one electron is released, 1 plus 1, if these two are out, plus 3. So the general oxidation state, what we are expecting, plus 1 and plus 3. Okay? Now the plus 3 oxidation will require, student, what the plus 3 will require? Removal of 3 electrons. And you have seen in the case of boron, student, you will need very large amount of energy. And plus 3 oxidation state is there, but these compounds will be covalent. In plus 3, what you will get? Sharing of the electrons.
Yes, sir.
Sharing of the electrons. They will form covalent compounds. We have BCl3 and others. And plus 1 oxidation state, you will see student, mostly they can be ionic in nature, because the removal of 1 electron is not much energy is removed as compared to the 3 electron students. But the important thing is students, what we find student in the oxidation states of these students. We have a table somewhere to what is that? Oxidation state group 13 plus 3 and plus 1. Okay, this is for group 14 and this. Okay, that doesn't help us anymore. All right. Did we give any thing here oxidation state? No. Okay. Now the important point to note is student that in general the group oxidation states which we are experiencing student, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium TL. You are seeing plus 3 oxidation state student and plus 3, then you have further one more oxidation state is coming student, which we call as plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1, and here you see plus 1. What is the important point here student? As you are going down the group, students, what is happening? Plus 1 oxidation state, plus 1 oxidation state becomes more stable down the group students. So much so that for thallium, the oxidation state which is dominating is plus 1 student. So the stability of plus oxidation state increases. Here also you have plus 1, but the stability is increasing in this order student. Aluminium is less than gallium, is less than indium, is less than thallium student. This is the oxidation state stability plus 1. Plus 1 oxidation state. What is the reason for this student? Question has been asked. What is the reason that as you go down the group student, the plus 1 oxidation state becomes more important? What is the, I said ki most of the answers student will lie in the electron configuration. If you study the electron configuration student, as you come to the heavier elements students, in the heavier element, what is happening student? There is a intervening D and F. What are coming student? Intervening D and F orbitals. And due to the, what we call as due to the poor shielding, due to poor shielding by F and D orbital electrons, what will happen? The effective nuclear charge will increase, Z effective.
Okay.
increases for the outer, this s or shell. For the outer, ns2 ns2 electrons will be strongly attracted by the nucleus. So what will happen if these electrons are strongly attracted by the nucleus, student? What will be the result of that, student? You have, student, 4s2 4p1. This is the fourth shell. In the fourth shell, what is the result of that? What will be the result of that, student? You are saying this is my nucleus. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your 4s, 2 electrons in the 4s, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4p. Okay?
Yes, sir.
What is happening, students? What is happening? If I draw now this nucleus will attract this, because there is a poor shielding by these D and F. Poor shielding by the D. There is a 3D. This is a poor shielding by these 3D. So effective nuclear charge will increase, student. Then it will pull these 4s more strongly toward itself. And as a result of that, what we call these ns2 electrons, in the case of heavier elements, become inert. What we call this as inert pair effect. Very important. Inert pair effect. Inert pair effect. The result of inert pair effect is that they do not participate in bonding, students. We don't have that
Yes.
much energy, student, now to oxidize them.
Okay.
Everything needs energy, student. Without energy, nothing is going to happen. Everything, you will have to supply energy for anything. Energy is provided by whom, student? When compounds are formed, those elements which are forming the bond, student, they will provide the energy. Bond formation provides the energy, student. Bond breaking requires the energy. That you've been told already. How much energy you have? You don't have that much energy, student. Then this is because the attractive force is stronger. Therefore, student, this become inert. These pair of electrons do not take part in the bonding. They are called inert pair effect. Therefore, down the group, +1 becomes more stable. +1 becomes more stable for thallium. So thallium will be existing in +1 oxidation state. Thallium plus 3 compounds are not stable, and they will try to go to +1 oxidation state, student. So thallium plus 3 to +1. Therefore, +3 oxidation state will gain electron reduction, will become oxidizing agent, will become oxidizing. So this is important. What we call as questions are usually put in inert pair effect, inert pair effect. And wherever you have inner filled D and F orbital, student, this effect will operate. D effect and F effect. Clear? D and F.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
D and F effect will operate, student. Okay, all right. Now the interesting thing is, student, in the trivalent states, if I say that this is a boron, in the trivalent state, it will form covalent compounds, because the 3 ionization energy boron is very high. So if boron is forming 3 compounds, student, like BF3, BCl3, what is the result of this, student? If it forms 3 compound, 3 BF3, student, if I write, how many electrons are there here? 6.
So 1, 2, 3,
These are
6.
second period elements, student, second period element. So 2s2 2p1. ठीक है? 1s2 2s2 5.
Yes, sir.
If I excite one electron, then 2s, then what do you get? 2s and 2p. How many? 1, 2 and 3. ठीक है? So what is that? sp2
Yes, sir.
hybridization. But there
Yes,
is a
sir.
one vacant p orbital. One vacant p orbital is available.
Okay.
This one. Therefore, student, these are electron deficient species. What type of species are these? Electron
Electron
deficient
deficient.
species. And they are then Lewis. Tell me, acids or bases?
They will be.
So they are Lewis acid. They can accept pair of electrons.
They will be acid. Yes, sir. They will be acid.
They can accept the pair of electrons. Student, they behave as Lewis acid. And what is the result? This uh, and the tendency to have behave as Lewis acid student decreases with increase in size down the group. As you will go down the group, the size is increasing, student. You have 3s, 3p orbital are farther away from the nucleus. If I have 3s and 3p, 4s and 4p, you are going away from the nucleus, students. Right? So the Lewis
Yes, sir.
acid behavior will decrease, student, down the group. Everything to be understood, that's all. There's a logic, there is a science behind everything. We're not just saying, not just making a guess, student. There is nothing guess. And one student told me, sir, I will make guesses. Then I said the marks will also be like guesses. You will not get the marks.
Yes,
Zero
sir.
marks for the guesswork. But if I don't understand, then what answer I will give? Nothing. So we have to go and see each and every point. Some time is required to understand, student, what is happening. A question is not, they are not asking straight question that it is a Lewis acid. Everybody knows. They are asking what will happen to the Lewis acid behavior as you move down the group, students. Whether the power will increase or decrease. Tell me, increase or decrease?
It will decrease.
Why? Why it will decrease, students? So you have been told, students, that this, see, the nearer you are to the nucleus, the more strong power you have to attract the electron. The farther you are going away from the nuclear attractive force will become weaker and weaker. Yes or no? So what will happen then? The tendency to attract electron will decrease with the size of the atom. Student, the orbitals are coming away from the nucleus. That's why I have tried to show by drawing these shells 1, K, L. And why do I talk of period 1, 2, 3, 4 and number of shells, student? Why? You are entering a building with a 10 floor, student, and naturally, 10 floor ways where can you go? Or you have to use a lift, student. It is going away from the ground floor. Nucleus is here and center is the nucleus, student. Okay, now what is the story? It needs a pair of electrons. Then who will give a pair of electrons? Those which are Lewis bases. Tell me. Lewis bases.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what they say? Okay, they will form. This electron pair can be donated here. Student, nitrogen, for example, has a lone pair of electron. The vacant orbital is there. So they will form, student, adducts, what they call as adduct, student. And here we have shown BCl3 and there is a lone pair of electron, student. This goes into the vacant p orbital of the boron and you are getting such compounds, student. This BCl3 and H3. These are called adducts. Okay, Lewis acid and Lewis base, student. As you go down the group, the size is increasing, and in fact, that is the reason, student, you know that AlCl3 exists as a dimer. Question was there in the paper. Why AlCl3 exists as a dimer student? What is your answer? What is your answer, student? What do you mean by a dimer, student? AlCl student. ठीक है?
two
Cl,
molecules.
Cl, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है? This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now another is coming. 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है? Now this is the story of the AlCl3. They are electron deficient. What will happen then? This can give lone pair of electron to this. This can give, because aluminium has got electrons vacant orbital. Which one? 3b. 3 in the 3b it
Yes,
has
sir.
vacant orbital, student. Therefore, in the trivalent oxidation state, as you can see that AlCl3 will achieve stability. What we are saying, student, AlCl3 is electron deficient. ठीक है? Therefore, it can attain stability. It can attain stability, student, by forming a dimer. The halogen of one gives its lone pair of electron to the vacant 3p orbital of the aluminium, and similarly it happens to the other. Therefore, what you get is Al2Cl6. And you have seen the sizes are given. Bond angle, bond length, student. This bond length is different from this bond length is 206 picometer, student. This is 221 picometer. So bridged Cl. What is this? Bridged Cl. Student, bridge between two
Bridged
aluminiums.
seal.
And that bond is longer as compared to this one. See that 221? This is 206, student. A number is important, student. Students will not put observation. I say pay attention to each and every word I write on the board, student. Pay attention to each and every word I speak, because in a word, student, a question could be there in the paper. Once a bond is different, the length is also different. Bond angle, small length, they can put question anywhere, anytime. Got my point? All the
Yes,
bond
sir.
lengths are, this is AlCl, this is AlCl, but this bond is different from this bond, student. This is a bridged bond. This is a, between aluminium and Cl bond. This is not the same. So the bond lengths are also different. You can see it. Got it? These are coordinate covalent bond. These are covalent bond, students. Okay. Now he is putting a question to you, student. Question is coming. Question answer session is the most important point for us, because that question is coming in the paper, student. Standard electrode potential value of Al3 is -1. We showed in the table also. What I showed in the table, student. Al3 to Al is how much? Minus 1.66 volt, student. That means aluminium 3 plus is getting 3 electrons, students. And this value is how much? Minus 1.66. That is what it means. What is the story of this thallium 3 plus, students, getting 3 electrons to form thallium? E naught is plus 1.26 volt. Predict the formation of M3 ion in solution, which will form the 3 plus ion now, and compare the electropositive character of the two metals. What do you have to say? You have only 1 minute to answer the question, students. Such questions require thinking,
It
will
is
be
plus
asked in the paper anywhere,
1.26.
anytime.
Sir, Al would Uh, mm, Al would be easily ionized in solution, so it will form Al plus 3 more easily.
Therefore, Al3 plus will exist in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution, students. Aqueous solution means student Al3L aluminium. That means student what I can say. Aluminium is electropositive. Electropositive. More electropositive as compared to which element is helium.
Helium.
Oh, this is positive, so has no tendency to form 3 plus. In fact, we know thallium plus 1 is more stable, and thallium plus 3 is unstable, student.
Yes, sir.
We already know about the inert pair effect.
Pair effect.
Okay. Questions could be put in a different way. Always, same question could be changed to another form, student. Now we coming to the reactivity of these students. Reactivity. If I see the reactivity, students, chemical action, you will see that if I talk of reactivity with air, air has got oxygen as well as nitrogen, student. Air contains oxygen and nitrogen. The important point is that these elements are using plus 3 oxidation states. Plus 3 oxidation states, student. So if you have something like aluminium, it combines with oxygen, what type of thing you are going to form, student? Aluminium is 3 plus and oxygen is 2 minus. What will be the formula?
Al2O3.
Into 2 into 3, Al2O3. So E2O3, E3 plus and O2 minus. That is the story. So
Yes, sir.
Al2O3 or E2O3. Okay? So the important point is, student, then you heat them and you get it. And this metal, what happens is the boron student is unreactive in crystalline form. Important point. Boron is unreactive in crystalline form. Why? You have seen boron is had high melting point and high ionization enthalpies of the boron, student. So the crystalline form is
Yes, sir.
unreactive, boron. And you know this layer is important because it forms a protective layer. Because you see the oxidation is a type of rusting process. Oxidation of metal is, aluminum is a metal. So iron is a metal, iron gets rusted. Aluminium is all, iron forms Fe2O3, aluminum forms Al2O3, but there is no problem of rusting in aluminum. Why? Tell me why, students?
Sir, because a layer of oxide is formed on the surface of aluminium, which protects it from oxidation.
But in case of iron, what happens? What happens in the case of iron? Fe2O3 is formed, but that layer is not deposited on the iron, it just goes away. See,
Yes, sir.
then what happens? New surface comes, more oxygen, more water. New surface comes, that layer falls apart. But in aluminium, what happens? See, this is aluminium. On the top of this, you have a layer of Al2O3. All over layer of Al2O3, student, layer of Al2O3. What will happen now? No fresh surface is available after this. Whatever has to happen has happened on the surface. So it protects. Protect, students. Protective layer. Why we call this as a protective layer? Yes or no? Tell me fast. Now we have to understand everything. That's all. Okay. So boron is not going to react, but amorphous boron will react. Amorphous boron.
Okay.
Powder it, student, powder. What happens in that? Surface area increases and the activity increases, student. And on heating in air, then this will form amorphous boron an aluminum metal on heating in air, they will form B2O3. ठीक है? B2O3 student will be formed then. Amorphous, amorphous we have shown in the solid state, the difference between crystalline and amorphous. Crystal, you have seen the structure of boron, student. What was that? Isocahedron. I am now powdering it. Amorphous form of that will react. And what will happen, students? They will react with the nitrogen student. Nitrogen N2 gas is also there in the air, student. Element will react with the nitrogen. Tell me what should be the formula of this student? What should be the formula of this student? How do you decide the formula of a compound? I have uploaded a
Uh,
video on that also, how to write the formula of a compound. Student don't know how to write the formula of a compound, student. What is E3 plus? And what is N? Nitrogen is 2, 5. It will need 3 electron, 3 minus. What is 3 minus
three
called?
three minus
3 minus is
nitride.
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 Nitride student. So what is the formula? 1 is to 1. En student.
En.
En. So if you have 2 of this, then 2En, 2En. So these are the nitride student. But again, you have to heat them at high temperature. High temperature student. There is a condition of everything. Without condition, nothing is going to happen. Everything has a condition, student. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
We have learned it. We have learned it. I didn't know about it, but we have learned it over our period of time. Every chemistry, every reaction has a condition, student. Energy requirement is there, temperature requirement, pressure requirement, catalyst, all those things, student. Conditions. Any structure has been proposed, any theory has been proposed. There are conditions, students. There is a condition in which shell, in which orbit the electrons are orbiting. There is a condition, student. Without that, it is not found everywhere. You have seen that in the Bohr's atomic theory. MVR is equal to NH2 pi. The condition for the electron because the wave nature. So interesting. We have started understanding the thing, student. They can react with acids and alkalis. Boron does not react. Again, I'm saying. So you are seeing some anomalous behavior of the boron, student, because of the very small size, high ionization energies you have seen, and absence of d orbitals. But what is happening? If we see that the metallic oxide of boron will be acidic, basic, or what type of behavior will be there? When we discussed the oxide, student, if I say B2O3, it will be acidic, basic, or amphoteric? Acidic, as you will go down the group, amphoteric, and then basic. This is
Basic.
the way we experience, yes or no? Students,
Yes, sir.
small points can be
Yes, sir.
questioned in the paper, student. And you know that aluminium will react and dissolves in mineral acids and alkalis. Aluminium dissolves in students mineral acids and alkalis students. But boron is not reacting. Boron is what it means. It shows amphoteric behavior. So the question has been put up many times, student. What happens? That aluminium is amphoteric. It reacts with HCl. What will happen if it reacts with this is solid, student? What it will form, student? This aluminium goes to aluminium 3 plus, student, and this goes to H plus and Cl minus. So how many you have? 3 and 2. So you will need 6. This is 6. Then what you will get, student? 2Al Cl3 aqueous. And how many? 6 H plus will form how much? 3 hydrogen gas. All these things are clear to us, student. So if you have aluminium solid and you react with NaOH, student, Then what it forms with sodium hydroxide, student? Aluminium will react and some water will be required also, aqueous water, because it forms, student, AlOH4, student. AlH4, if I write it to Na plus, then what is the story of this? This is aluminium hydroxide and 3H2 gas, student. Again, hydrogen gas is being liberated. So tetrahydroxooxala aluminate. So this is a coordination compound, complex compound, student. When you will write this reaction, then you can balance this also. So this is important that aluminium will exhibit amphoteric behavior, and these elements can combine with halogen, students, to form trihalides. So then it will be 2EX3 trihalides. X can be FClBrI trihalides.
Okay.
But student, question was this TiI3 does not exist. Question. This question was given in the paper, student. What is your answer? TiI3 does not exist, student. What is the answer for that? Titanium plus 3 oxidation state is not stable.
Because yes, sir, not stable.
And
I
plus 1 oxidation state is
plus
not
3 is not
stable.
stable.
And moreover, it may
More stable.
be formed with fluoride, FF, because it will need high oxidizing agent. But I is not a strong oxidizing agent. It cannot oxidize, student. So for thallium plus 1 oxidation state is, this is unstable, student. We have already discussed inert pair fact, students. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, this ends up the chemical properties of the group 13, students. That is the boron family. And then we may discuss some important compounds of the boron, which are also important for the paper, student, like borax and diborane. They are important, are asked repeatedly in the paper. Okay, then I will see you in the next class. Good night, and we'll see.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
okay.